So, hi guys, this is Karl, and we are playing some World of Tanks today. Now, this is a game I've played for a while, but it's been a long time since I've actually played anything of it. Released recently, I think it's been at least a year since I've had a couple of games. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what's changed since I played it last, and we're just gonna play a couple of games just to see how it goes, and just so you guys can see how the game plays if you're interested in playing it. So basically what World of Tanks is it's a team-based shooter where every player is in command of a tank. There are several different tiers of tanks, ranging from the basic stuff, as you will see in tier 1 here. And basically as you progress in the game, as you gain experience and currency, which you earn for completing matches, you can then unlock other tanks. Progress up the tech tree until you eventually get to tier 10, which is where your really big tanks are. And in some cases some are real tanks and others are tanks that were only in prototype stages. For example, one that could bring up here is the Mouse, which was a German prototype which was developed at the end of the war. There were only ever 2 of them actually made, and the only surviving one is actually in the Russian Tank Museum at the moment. Wargaming, the developers of the game, have actually given the Russian Tank Museum money to restore this particular tank, but at present then they're not actually planning to do that. Anyway, what we'll do here is I'll show you how the game actually works. Well, this is one of my tier 7 tanks. Actually no, this one's tier 8, apologies. It's the Tiger 2, which some people might know as the King Tiger. It's a German tank. Really powerful tank that had a bit of a reputation at the end of the war, but I'm going to try this out and basically show you how the game plays as I try it. So I will click battle, and this will put us into a nice random battle here. Now, as you can see, the teams seem to be arranged in multiple tanks of different tiers. For example, this is a tier 8 and 9 battle, so my tank is near the bottom of the survivability tree, really. But as a heavy tank, there is a lot of armor on this, so it should be great. As somebody's noticed in chat, there is actually no artillery in this game. That's another thing, that tanks are actually grouped in between light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, artillery, and the tank destroyers. So let's get going here. The movement of the tank is controlled by the W, A, S and D keys, and the movement of the turret is actually controlled by the mouse. Left clicking fires the gun, and the ammunition and various consumables such as repair kits, med kits and fire extinguishers for if the tank actually catches a light are all on the keys below. I'm just going to head over this side with the other guys. All these tanks that have green names are my teammates. You wouldn't necessarily have tanks all from a different country. Like, it's all strictly dependent on what tank they choose to play. There's no actual like faction dependent teams or anything like that. It's just whatever you feel like doing. Ah, there's another tank there. He appears to be hiding under the... Ah, there we are. So basically what we're going to try and do is get through this as quick as possible, try and take out the other team and not die ourselves, because the more you take out, the more points you get. There is a tank there. I'm going to just take a shot at it. Let's just zoom in on it. Oh, as you can see, there's prompts from the crew to say whether or not you've actually done anything to the tank when you hit it. I obviously took a shot and it's just bounced off the hull. I'll just try this again. Let's try a different shot. Ah, there's another tank there. Let's take a shot at him. That didn't work either. That's fine. Just back up a little bit, but trying not to keep... basically, the one thing you want to try and do in this game, there's a lot of shift positioning and everything taken in this game. Ah. There we go, it's my first kill of the day. There's another tank there. Tank destroyer there, I believe, a tier 9. Ah, and one of my teammates just took it out. Excellent. As you can see, there's basically these kind of games. There's a lot of like jostling for position as you try and present your strongest armor to the opponent, so that they don't do any damage to you, and you're also trying to get into one of their weak spots as well. Like every tank has its own different weak spots, so it's something you'll learn as you play. Whereas if you like by looking at the models, you'll be able to see like certain tanks are stronger in places than others. As you can see, the battlefield's there's already a fair bit of carnage, as it looks like there's only one of our team has actually gone down so far, while at least half or close to half of the enemy team are currently damaged. Now, there appears to be a tank coming around here. Another thing that's important too is visibility and whether or not you can actually see the other tanks. It's basically like I said, a great game of cat and mouse in terms of repositioning around to make sure you can actually see them but they can't see you. I'm taking a bit of a risk here by presenting myself side on to where the enemy is, because I mean they could quite easily just try and outflank me. There's another tank there. You can see the trees being knocked over as the tank tries to make its way across. Guess they're trying to advance to cover that Lorraine that's over there, the tier 8. Let's just follow this pattern here, see where he's going. Ah, there's another tank up there. Let's have a... Can he see me? No, he can't. Do I risk taking a shot? Not without another tank there. I'd prefer to try and... The Lorraine's still getting damaged into it. There's another tank over there. Let's take a shot at him. Didn't go through on that one. Let's try again. There's the rain. He's back doing something, so I can't see him. You'll be able to tell when you can actually see a tank, because the actual outline of the tank will make itself visible. I mean, at this point we can't really see it, but he's been destroyed. Oh, we've actually had a bit of damage done to us. No hit points then, but the tracks have been hit. They dumped and the enemy had dumped 2 tanks. So there's the E50 here and the T69. So basically we're trying to put the precision close in on now. There shouldn't be any problem now, because they've basically shown themselves to... There we are, take a shot there. They're taking damage from all sides now, so... And that's the last tank down. So yes, that was completed, and you get this victory screen here that tells you how many experience points you earned for that, and also how many credits. This also indicates how many tanks you had a role in actually damaging. This will tell you how many shots, what sort of damage you did. For example, when I took a shot at the E50, I did critical damage on its track and also penetrated the armor. Did 263 total damage, which is quite cool. I did 1 shot on the ISU, which did 146 damage, which is the one I killed, and also destroyed the tank. These 2 I actually got assists for, because I actually spotted the tank and damage was caused to the tank upon my spotting it, which is quite cool. Here's the team score, which will tell you who the best people were on your team, and basically by damage you can see that the top was the guy in the Chrysler GF there, with 2,169 damage. That was pretty, and he actually has 3 kills to his name. And there are others then with several medals there. They had Steel Wall, which is basically just taking as much damage as they can, and the Confederate and Spartan medals, which I forget what they do at the moment, but I can look into that and hopefully get that. Maybe receive some. Maybe I might be able to earn it later on in this video. Detailed report will basically show like how many shots you fired, how many were direct hits and penetrations, In the case of artillery and high explosive rounds, they can do splash damage. That can basically do damage even though you didn't necessarily hit the tank directly. And that gets covered there. It also tells you how many times, your total damage you did and how much damage you did from a distance of more than 300 meters. And also whether hits were whether any hits you took were penetrating or non-penetrating. As you can see there, we had one non-penetrating hit which took our tracks out, which is why we had the orange mark on our tracks there. Starting times 1500. It was 5 minutes 35 seconds in the battle. We had 617 experience. If you do cause damage to allies, you can get a fine with your experience points. Same with the credits. Basically, you want to try and not damage your teammates if you can. There are some people that seem to take pride in doing that, but it's very easy to pick those type of people out. So, I'll try a different tank other than the Tiger 2. As you can see, I've got quite a mix of tanks here. Like we have the Czech and the Swedish tier 1 tanks there. We also have some British tanks, French. Also, some of these tanks are premium tanks, in which I did actually pay to purchase the tanks. It is a scheme, well, it is a scheme that Wargaming use for some of their vehicles, to have premium vehicles, which are tanks that you have to buy, but they're not necessarily pay to win. They may have some differences to them, and in some cases they may have a strength, but on average, a lot of the premium tanks appear to be quite weaker compared to their regular counterparts. Now, what I'll do here, I'll actually try the Fury, which is the Sherman tank that they released in conjunction with the film Fury, which was a Brad Pitt film from a couple of years ago. As you can see, the tank looks like the tank from the film, right down to the helmet and the gas mask on the front, the Fury written on the barrel. And also just the look of it looks very similar to how the tank looks in the film. Now this is a lighter tank than the tank that we used in the Tiger 2, so, and it's also a lower tier, so this will not take as much damage as the Tiger did, but it's also very quick and quick to fire, which we should show you now when we actually get into a battle. So yeah, as a standard battle, we're in with tier 6 to 8, so as you can see, it is quite small compared to some of the tanks like the Japanese Oni there, which is one of the Japanese heavy tanks. There's also things like the Jagdpanther, the T-29, the T-34-85 there, which is the standard Russian tank of the Second World War. And there's also other tanks like the M10 Panther and the Sherman Jumbo there. You'll probably notice when I actually start this going, there's be a bit of an extra turn of speed. Now, one thing that has come in since I played it last is they do have a true physics engine now. So I'm going to need to be really careful, I think, in terms of whether or not I roll this thing. It's an issue I had with War Thunder in particular when I tried playing it last time on the ground vehicles, where I managed to roll the tank. Hopefully I won't have this happen this time. But with me, you never really know. So yeah, we're all just rolling over this way now. I'm really going to need to try and get into cover soon, because these guys are coming from over here, so we need to be careful that they're not going to have a clear line of sight. Oh, and there's a tank there. That could be a problem. I follow this T-34. Which way is he going? He's basically just trying to present his turret and as little of his armor as possible, because he knows that if he presents a flat piece of armor, then it might be that the tanks are able to get through and take those shots and damage him quite easily. So he's just trying to get away from or avoid taking that damage if he can. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and sneak around, I think. I'm going to try going through here. It probably isn't going to work, but there's no need going through there. There's a lot of self-propelled guns and the like here, so I'm going to try and go around and maybe try and pick off a straggler here.
We didn't even scratch them.
Okay, that didn't hit. Oh.
Didn't go through. We've lost half of our engine power.
So we need to fix the engine here, so we're going to do that. So artillery spotted him there, so...
Penetration. We've lost a track. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is hit. That one didn't go through. Drive on. Penetration. Enemy armor is hit. They're knocked out. Critical hit. Enemy is hit. Critical hit.
Oh!
Bail out. This vehicle is heading.
Yeah, I should have known that was coming, but I had to take the risk. So yeah, we've been killed. You can see the tanks wrecked here, but what I can do now is I can actually go around to the other players and see what they're doing. So this guy's in a Scorpion. This is actually a tank that I'm not familiar with. I don't think this had actually been implemented the last time I was in the game, so... Well, it's dead now, so we'll have to try with another tank. So this tank has actually been spotted, and he's close to being destroyed here because he took a good shot from the tank destroyer there. Luckily the T-34's there to back him up. Not good enough to actually keep him in the game though, but now the T-34 can try and use these other wrecked tanks as cover if they can. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a nasty hit there. So we're down to two guys left. Our AMX tank there, which is taking severe damage there. We're down to the one tank now, which is our artillery piece, the SU-8. Now, without any tanks to spot for him, this is going to be really, really annoying for him. But somebody else spotted for him, so there you know. So yeah, as you can see, the Fury played very, very differently to the Tiger II. I gained 322 experience there, but it did 461 damage to our IS. It's actually really good, considering the weapon that the Sherman has, and like it wasn't able to take the top part of the armor, but as you can see, if I aimed a little lower and aimed for the bottom plate, that helped a lot. So what I will do now is I can try that again, or I can try this Tier 8 Sherman. This is a French Sherman tank that was actually developed after the war, which gave it a 105mm cannon. I believe the Israelis use these tanks a lot. I'll try it out anyway. Like I said, this is going to be another one where like the armor on the Sherman is really weak, so it's not going to last long against the higher tier tanks, I don't think. But the cannon should provide a bit of an extra punch to anyone that wants to try and do any damage to it. Here we are on Cliff. because the gun on the Sherman is insane. It's also, if I remember right, there's an insanely long reload time on it because of the basically the heaviness of the weapon.
Your assistance has been requested.
Oh, I've been invited to a platoon. However, I don't know how to accept that, unfortunately. Yeah, as you can see, there's a 15-second reload time on the gun on the revolvers. It's also a very wide targeting reticle when it comes to actually firing on the move. Means it's not very accurate. However, when you give it time to zoom,
Enemy armor is damaged.
back up there.
Critical hit.
I want to try and close the distance a bit, but I don't want to be out in the open like this, because as you can see, being out in the open causes problems. And as you can see there, that was what I was dreading. As you can see, that light that pops up is actually an indication you can get for your crew that allows them to identify when they're being spotted. So that's basically your warning to say, hey look, there is an enemy tank, it can see you. It is of course something you sort of you can get with experience for your crewmen. I'll show you the crew and the skills they can get when we actually get into the next game now.
We're immobilized.
Actually, the 112 there's been a bit immobilized.
Drive on.
He's used something to fix his tracks.
We've lost a track. Let's roll.
As you can see, they're trying to get around and make up for the fact that they're covered by trying to outflank the tanks.
We're immobilized.
Oh,
Track repaired. Drive on.
this is a Tiger 2 on the opposing team there. So the 112's in an awkward situation now, because although it's not as awkward as it could be because the Lurvers there giving him backup. So I mean the Lurvers basically there trying to cover that IS-3. Meanwhile the Tiger 2 there is able to take other shots at him as well. I suppose because he's got backup at the moment, he's able to fire in both directions, but the one thing he's got to look out for is that the either the Lurver doesn't die or that the Tiger is able to ricochet a shot and manage to get him and take him out.
We've lost a track.
There's the Tiger gone. Oh, but there's another tank now coming up to assist the IS-3. So now both tanks are on that side. If you remember right, the Oho's actually got a really powerful main gun. Now he's wanting to try and make sure now that the The IS-3 is not able to do anything. You see, the Oho actually had his weak spot right there, so... Yeah, the Love is actually able to take out the IS-3, and now the 112 should be able to take out the Oho. They'll go around the side and pop it, like so. Now the enemy are down to their last two tanks, which are T-44-100 and the T-26E4, which are both in the E6 section of the map there. The player in the 112 has actually got 2 kills for his name too, which is really good. In fact, most of the team has actually got multiple kills to their name. And that's them down to 1, which means he now has most of the team taking on the single tank, which will result in them dying. There we go. So you earn 20,000 credits. I did actually knock out the track on the AMX and I took a shot at it, and I also did 418 damage when I dealt it to the IS-3, so that's actually not all that bad. Although it is only the only 418 damage I did. So yeah, let's not use the Rivalry, so let's try another tank. Let's have a look. Let's try the IS-3. Now this is a Russian tank that's actually quite nice. Models changed somewhat since I was last playing it, but it still looks really good. It's a bit faster than the Tiger II, but it also has a bigger punch on the gun. So the gun on this is 122mm. So we'll try this out. It's been a while since I used the IS-3, but because he's putting you in with the Tier 9s as well, so. Nice, somewhat balanced team here. Do have some artillery in this game as well, so their artillery's in the back there, the F8305 and the Panther. Well, the gun wagon Panther, I should say. It's basically the Panther chassis, but an artillery piece on there. So yeah, I'll follow along with the T-54 here. As you can see, there is an 11-second reload time on this gun, which is really long. Not quite as long as the Rivalries, but still quite a long load time. And there's the first shots that have been fired. One thing we've got to watch out for right now is the artillery that fired to the AMX-50 earlier may have actually still seen him for a moment there, so you've got to worry that when the tanks are grouped up, there's going to be an artillery shell that can come in and try and take a lot of them out. Ah, there's a Tier 9 there. I believe it's one of the Chinese tanks. He's heading down. the Emil took the 2 shots. I mean, decided it was best to back up a little bit there. Oh god. I am now taking a lot of damage here.
One of our tracks is damaged. We didn't even scratch them.
Oh. And the Emil I did so much damage to earlier has actually got its revenge on me. There's our artillery there, just taking shots where it can. There's an AMX there, basically going to try and use the smouldering rubble of my tank there, the carcass, and try and get around it. The good thing about these wrecked tanks is they can actually provide pretty good cover for taking your own shots. But we have taken considerably more damage than the other team there, as they are now beginning to move over. The Shadowplay is actually taking aim at the AMX now, trying to take him out. But the AMX is going to try and get around there. Now he can see the Shadowplay. There he goes, he takes him out. But there's another Emil here now. And the AMX is going to look for him now, I believe. Takes another shot, but there's a Yag Tiger right there looking at him. He also has another tank behind him. Oh, when he was outflanked nastily there. He couldn't really go anywhere then. So we have our artillery there. We have our tank destroyer basically lined up there waiting for opponents to come through. As you can see, the tank destroyers, some of them have got really thick armour in the front and their main gun. And they're normally great for just lying in wait and just taking shots at tanks when they can. See, we have the oh, and we now have one of their tanks now coming up to the artillery. I don't think the 3805 knows that he's been seen. Or actually, he may have been. No, he doesn't know that he's been spotted, and now he's dead. So now we just have... Oh, and now they're going for the base, which is meant that the AT-15 society might need to spring into action after all. Oh. The crew has been stunned there and the track's been hit. Oh, and now he's on fire from the tank from the other side. As you can see with the fire, it'll do damage over time until the fire is put out by way of a fire extinguisher. And there he goes, there's an ammo explosion, and he is dead. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of teamwork involved in this, because you need to make sure that you're not isolated at any point, because if you're isolated, you tend to be dead. Now we're going to do something that's just plain silly. This is the KV-5. It's another one of the premium tanks. The rate of fire is okay, but the main sort of thing about this tank is it's 100 tons. "100 tons of death and destruction, that if you roll it down a hill, chances are you can do some substantial damage to tank." But we're going to try it out anyway, just to see how it goes. I don't know, I haven't seen many KV-5 since I've started playing again, so it'll be a first to see. So yeah, I'm somewhat isolated away from the bulk of the of our team at this point, just the three tanks here. But it does mean now that we've got to try and take out the tanks from the 2 spawn points and keep hold of our capture point, which is that green flag there. So as you can see, rolls around fairly slowly. Just a little bit of trundling. Also finds hills somewhat of a chore. There's an ET-15. And the bat shot there, the T9. There's the bat shot there. And there we go, there's the main use of it there. You pick up a turn of speed and just plow straight into a tank like that. Oh, nice bounce and shot there. Oh, and the American T-34 takes me out from, I think it was one I didn't spot, so that was a problem. Ah, that would be him there. But on the plus side, we seem to have taken very minimal casualties in this. Zoom in on the car and just going on over there. The other tank's getting rushed. There we are, the convoy took some damage. And we win 15-3. Oh, and we completed the mission. Oh, excellent. So yeah, I knocked at the track in the bat chat. Let's have a look. I took 1,062 hit points of damage, so yeah, that did exceed what I did. $2,300 damage blocked by armor. Impressive. Yeah, that's a KV5 for you. Right. Let's try the Hydrostatic Panzer IV. This is a tank that I actually had with my mouse. It actually came with the premium tank code, which included this vehicle. Because I have the World of Tanks Razor Death Adder mouse. It was actually getting that and also purchasing, well, actually getting the chance to play World of Tanks at the Wargaming booth in Tank Fest a couple of years ago that actually got me interested in the game. This is a rare type of Panzer IV tank that never actually saw service, I believe, with hydrostatic suspension, which was supposed to be better for the tank. The community can sometimes be a bit toxic with their messages, but I tend not to pay much attention to them. A lot of the time that I play this game, it tends to be as part of a platoon with my friends. Because, you know, games like this are always fun to play with friends. Oh god. Oh god. Oh dear. So yeah, I was the first killed on our team at least. Yeah, that tank is trashed. Comes the KV2. KV2s are fun because that's the standard guns from the KV2, but you can actually give it a high explosive mortar, which leads to a lot of splash damage being done. It's normally great for when you're trying to take on multiple tanks at the same time. Just wait for them to group up and just fire. I believe I've heard a lot of people refer to it as the LOL mortar. Switch to tank closer to the battlefield, see what's happening. Tier 1 heavy there, not expecting the OI to pop up, I believe. Oh! There's the Crusader there, that's also a fairly fast tank. Oh, that poor Karl. Oh, took out the Panzer IV there, but then just got taken out by a T-34 from behind. Now, the guy who took me out is actually still alive. He's actually got 3 kills to his name, which is quite impressive. What tank is he actually in? Oh, a VK-3601. Guess they're looking for him now. Be interesting to see if he's able to pick that Leopard off, because if he does, that's going to be the easiest of the tanks to take out, I think. We've got four of our tanks in the spawn point, so we should capture this pretty quickly. Oh, damage done. Oh. So he's actually pushing out the... That's actually quite clever. Pushing out the hulk of an already killed tank to try and draw fire out. So he just took one guy out. Oh, but the numbers are too great. But there's still 2 of our tanks in the cap circle, so we're likely going to cap soon. Provided the artillery doesn't die in the next 3 seconds. Oh! Never mind, we won in 2 ways. Right, let's try one more tank, I think, before we stop this video for today. Let's have a look. Something fun, something fun. We'll try the MS-1. Ah, this is a new thing, directives. Still, should be good. So yeah, these are small, very, very small tanks. You won't get many heavy tanks here, they'll all be light or mediums. Might get 1 or 2 tank destroyers, but you'll find the maps for these are a lot different. As you can see, all the tanks are tiny. Some of them are actually fitted with machine guns as their main guns. Already we've had a bit of a collision there. Like, a lot of these are really old tank designs.
One of our tracks is damaged. Track hit. Penetration.
Oh,
Bailout. This vehicle has had it.
so yeah, tiny tanks don't really do a lot of. They're not massively powerful, but they don't really need to be because all the other tanks are so small. This is probably one of the larger maps you fight with these guys on. A lot of them, they tend to do smaller maps where they're basically just kill zones. As you see, a lot of them have got machine guns as their main guns. You have some of the Chinese tanks and the Japanese tanks and that sort of thing. Doesn't look like we're gonna win this at the moment. I mean, it's looking they've got 4 up on us at the moment. It's just oh, make that oh, it's evening out a bit. I may have spoke too soon. I believe this guy likes his walls. I believe this is a Swedish tank. Again, this is a tank that well, it's just the Swedish faction at all wasn't in the game when I last played. So really nice machine gun fire there. I mean, the Reds are still ahead at the moment, but it is possible we could still get this back, depending on how clever the remaining players are. Up another tank on the side of him there. He's going to try and see if he can take out this light tractor before he takes him. Oh, there's a... Oh, that's a couple of good shots there. No, we're down to two remaining tanks. Oh, and they've done one remaining tank, which is the bot that is behind us. Oh, I believe this might be a bot that we're dealing with here. He's firing, but not really doing an awful lot. Yeah, that was probably a bot. That's true. What's the tech tree like for the Swedish? Light tanks, tank destroyers. Ah, they just have the tank destroyer line and the heavies. Well, medium and heavies. Try one of the Swedish tanks anyway. We'll make this the last game for the video. Three, 2, 1, and go. So we're on the same map as we were the last time, but we're on the other side of the map. I'm going to try and do something that tends to work well. Of course, it tends to work a lot better when you're a larger tank that's got a bit more mobility to it. Tends to be a bit quicker. And that is basically sneaking around here. There's a ping there. So somebody knows I'm here.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Ah, no, this is something I'm more familiar with. What tends to happen on this side of the map is that everyone tries to go up the hill and basically play an informal King of the Hill. So we can have the two of these guys and just basically try and get around and... Oh, there's one taken out. He's going to try and use the zombies. Oh, but our base got captured while we were doing that, so... So yeah, that's World of Tanks. I may play some more of this on the channel in later days. And one of the things I want to show you is this guy, the Tog. Slow as all hell, but fun. Actually, yeah, to hell with it, we'll play a game of the Tog now. Now, this was a tank that was supposedly developed by the old school of tank engineers just before the start of the Second World War, when they expected any Second World War to be like the first and full of trenches and the like, and they decided this would be the ideal tank to fight it. Of course, the Germans came along and came up with Blitzkrieg and that threw the whole plan out, but they did actually make a prototype of these. I've actually seen it at the Bovington Tank Museum in Dorset. It's a monster, but it is, as you can see, hilariously slow. It's a fairly powerful gun on it, and because you're moving so slow, it's scarily accurate. The problem is, again, because you're moving so slow, it's gonna take a battering. And they knew we were gonna take a battering, and I think that's why they sort of balanced it to have so many hit points. Plus the armour on it is ridiculously thick. This is probably about as close to a land ship as you're ever going to get. On the plus side, its gun is quite powerful, so if it hits something, things will know it's been hit.
They killed our driver. Track him.
As you can see, everything is taking shots at the Tog because it's too slow to do anything.
Track hit. Critical hit.
And there we go.
Everyone get out.
The Tog eliminated. We have a group of tank destroyers over here making a move. I think basically taking out any sort of stragglers we can see here. You have two guys on the cap point as well, just make sure the case gets captured. Oh, nice hit there. Actually, one of the people who was actually taking the point is backed away now. Oh, a nice hit there from the T-25. Don't think he realizes or took a shot at them yet. Or maybe he does. He's going to just take a shot back. Oh, cruising the send. He's getting shot at from all sides as well. Let's get a bit closer to the fighting. So we have Poodle in the, oh, in the Poodle. Got mittens. Oh, his track's down. He may be out soon. Yeah, Rudy took a shot at him. Oh, nice hit there by Big Tan and the British Sherman. It's on the boundary of the combat area there. So right now he is hoping, I was going to say he's hoping that the other guy could hold the cap point, but now he's down and he's alone against his 6 opposing teammates. And this pink lady, the tank that took the Tog down, but the numbers are just too great, and he's down. So, like I said, that was World of Tanks. Probably going to play a bit more of this on the channel at some point. If you'd like to do so, feel free to throw a like on the video. If you want to see when the rest of my videos come out, feel free to click the subscribe button. If you click the bell icon next to the subscribe button, it should be able to should actually give you notifications of when all my stuff comes out. So until next time, I shall see you soon. See you on the next video. Bye.